Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Everquest Landmark Episode 2. So we've got some different terrain going on back here, and that's because I had a little bit of an issue with our last claim. And that issue was that you actually buy your claim, or rather you have upkeep is what I should say. You don't buy it, you pay upkeep to maintain it. And with me being gone and everything, I lost that. I ended up grabbing another one, but forgetting to do the payment. Not that I built anything, I just kind of claimed it. I was really just messing around anyway. So we need to claim a new chunk of land, and that's what we're going to do right here. Now, never fear, we're going to get right back to where we were very quickly. One of the things that the game does is it lets you keep a template of your kind of the construction that you had previously. So it actually even shows the materials we had ended up using. So we can actually place this, and then as you can see there, this is exactly what we had built before, and we'll be able to place that if we'd like. Now I'm going to end up redoing things a little bit, and we'll jump right to that point once I've got us kind of caught up. But the first thing we need to do is reclaim some new land here before we get started. So let's do that. We're going to zoom in here, tilt this guy down, and I think we're going to do something like this. I want to work with the rock face there, but also keep some on top for the cabin. So I think we'll go something like that. Scroll it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't need that high, I suppose. Yeah. Let's go one down. So we'll set that as our claim. We'll confirm it. There we go. So we will have an upkeep. Again, you can see that it's telling us when this is going to expire. We currently have 3,091. It's 300 a day. We're going to go ahead and pay 369. Let's pay 1,200 for now. And you can see we now have 4 days and 23 hours, just about 5 days. And I'll probably throw some more in there a little bit later. I have been running around gathering material. So yeah, here we go. We've got our land claimed once again. You can see it's similar to the previous one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to level this out and kind of get us back where we were, including the tunnel dug in at the bottom. So I'll get us caught back up to our previous episode. Okay, welcome back. So you can see I've got the floor in and then some. I've actually got some stands down here, basically some support columns. And yeah, this is coming along pretty well. I think it looks pretty good. You can actually run underneath here. Now the floor I started, basically I have these logs is what these are. That's what they're supposed to be. Going around the bottom of the outside kind of support. Then I've got a layer of the stone down in here, and then on top of that I have a kind of lip over here that extends in. It kind of hangs outside by 1 block and it goes over the inside by 3. And for those of you who've watched my other series like Planet Explorers, you know that I like to do trim on floors whenever I'm building anything. So I've done this stone so far, and I think we're going to do a different kind of stone, give it kind of a different look as trim. I'm kind of looking for something dark. Let's see, I have not tried this before. Let's actually put a couple of these in. Okay, so that's pretty dark. We'll use the line tool to connect these guys. Something like this. Sometimes it's hard to tell until you get a lot of it in, because at the edges there's some blending. You can see it's not really a straight edge in there. It's not that big a deal, but I'm not sure if that's gonna cut it for me. I was hoping for more of a straight edge there. Let's see. Something like that. It's not too big a deal. Let's go ahead and try to put in the other stone back to where we were, what we were using, and we'll see if we'll see how that looks once it's kind of trapped that trim in there. Just as a thin layer there, so I'd have to make it pretty thick to get a proper amount of trim in there. So maybe I won't worry about that right now. We also have the paintbrush, which lets us change the voxels to anything else, so we don't need to worry about this too much right now. We can always go back in after the fact and change the coloring, but that's the general idea. I think for now what we'll probably end up doing is just filling this floor in with this stone and then working on the walls. So I think that's what I'll do right now is go around, just kind of fill the floor in here. While I'm here, you can see I dug away at the land a bit more and experimented with this tiering, kind of a wall right here with plants essentially inside of it. I think I might continue that one or two more down into here, give it more of a natural look instead of this kind of very sharp-edged look there. I also need to probably box this off. I've fallen down in this hole more times than I can count. So at some point I either need to get to working on the spiral stairs that I want to do to get down there, or just cover it up for now and then work on it later. But like I said, for now we're going to go ahead and fill the floor in. Okay, so I've got kind of these 4 posts in the corner because I had an idea for how I might do the wall here, and then I liked the darkness of the stone. I'm using kind of a pre-cut, I forgot what they're calling it, the let's see, where is this guy? Right here, pile of worked stone. That's what it was, the worked stone. So I made those posts there and I thought, oh, that's dark, let me try painting this down on the floor. So you can see that this is getting a nice color in there. And I suppose I don't need to fill this because I'd like to do something else in the middle. I just started, once I started, I just kind of like to see where it was going. You can make the selection a lot bigger, but at this level it would select the ground at the bottom and start painting it, which would use stone. So I'm using 3, which doesn't quite get down to the ground level for that purpose. So let's see, we're gonna go ahead and fill in at least this edge here so that we've got enough room for some trim there. And this worked out pretty well. I think it probably because of the paintbrush that we're getting that sharp edge. So let's jump back in here, look at our wood, and let's see about this guy. Something like this. Yeah, that gives us that straight edge, which is cool. I'm not sure I'm all that excited about this wood. Maybe that's not the right one to use, but let's see what else we have in here. How about this checkered stuff? This might be too dark. That's not bad. There's not a ton of contrast between this and the darker stone, but I think that'll work. Love that reflection too on that wood. Very cool. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this floor in with this wood in here, if I have enough. If I don't, maybe this will end up being trim for some other kind of wood in the middle. We'll have trim for trim for trim. Okay, as you can see, I've got the trim figured out. I ended up going with stone in here. I kept running out of materials, and the base stone is actually something I have a lot of, so anyway, we kept going with that, but I think it came out pretty well, regardless of not getting more variety in there. See the reflection there of the wood and everything, looking very good. Stone has that dull look, which is pretty cool. So I'm just wrapping up the lower portion of the wall here, and because I think what I'm going to do is have the stone come up to this point and then go wood from there. Now previously I talked about doing a cabin, but I think we're just going to do just kind of a building, a general building, and not focus so much on trying to make it look like a log cabin or anything. So anyway, yeah, here we are. I think, like I said, I wanted to do some kind of wood. Now I may need to go get more wood. You can see I really don't have a lot of any one particular kind here. This plain wood is what I've got the most of, and that's not a whole lot to do much with, so I think we may have to go out and get some. I'll fill this really quick, and actually I should have done it to the front side where I could have seen this a little better. Let's go over here. Something like this. I didn't need to fill it, I suppose. And I was kind of thinking this would actually come out a bit as well. kind of have a little lip to it out here. Something like that, and do that on the on any of these posts. I could have left the inside hollow, come to think of it. I didn't need to fill it over there, but that's okay. No matter what, we're gonna have to go around and chop some more wood. Definitely don't have enough. Let's see, then we were looking at this. Okay, where's my line tool? 8. Do something like this, connect these guys up, connect these guys up, and then step out here. I'm not sure I like this transition from wood to stone. It's a little too flat. We might have to do a ledge for this guy as well. Something like this. Got a bit of a gap there, but yeah, kind of like we did with the stone down here, but do with wood and then carry the wood up. I may even do this this little lip out here a different color wood or different type of wood. But yeah, that's coming along pretty well. And then of course we'll have to pop a hole in the floor. That staircase is here in the corner somewhere. I may take this trim and kind of go around here and then do the staircase, but I'm gonna have to open up the floor and find out exactly where that hole is again, and then kind of figure that out. I think I do like the idea of the trim going around it though, having this corner where the stairs are. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to figure this stuff out. I think for now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take down this wood that I've got set up here and then probably go gather. You can see I've got a ton of wood around me, so, and it doesn't take much to get a whole bunch of wood. I just haven't been chopping a lot. So I think what I'll do is go do some deforestation after I clear this wood out, and then I will take another shot at this. Okay, as you can see, I've got the floor kind of taken out, and I even have the trim starting to wrap around here. Now, the hole that I have here that goes all the way down is 20 by 20 voxels, and I've got the stairs put in here set at 10 by 10. That's how much area they take up there. And in fact, it's 10 by 10 by 10, so that I could get 4 of these in. And not gonna do a real kind of spiral staircase or anything. This is gonna actually come down there, and then there will be a flat platform right here, and then we'll duplicate these stairs but rotate them 180, and they'll come back towards us down to another flat platform down there, and we'll keep doing that. And it probably every other one, basically when you loop back around, we'll dig out a floor and have kind of a basement area, different levels down there, because that goes pretty far. Now what I've done was I actually used the selector tool, and I selected the stairs here kind of like this, and then I copied and pasted them up here. You can see I've got the torches going. It's a little dark here right now at night, so got a little difficult to see. In fact, we're going to jump out here really quick. I'm going to actually show you the walls before I take these torches out. So we've got the column here, and I used the wood for that column as trim, separating stone from the wood wall. And for the wood wall, I'm using a tiled wood that's lighter, so it kind of stands out. I think that actually came out pretty good. And in fact, it's these 2 wood types that we're using for the stairs here, even though it's hard to see that. So we're going to go ahead and continue that up and do the roof and everything at some point, but we will pop in windows, but I kind of want to wait and get the walls filled, and we can always delete out chunks of the walls and figure those out later, because I've got a couple different ideas there. I'm not entirely sure which we'll do. Now I could save some wood. I can actually take some of this out looking at this. And the cool thing about this is I've copied the stairs from the one down below and put them up here, so now I can work on these and get them just right, and then I can delete those down there and replace them with this set. So that's probably what we'll do, because we'll delete this wood. It's essentially being wasted. Something like this. I can actually move this as well. Move my selection and then delete things. Okay, and then just one more. Cool. Now, I may end up filling in, you know, the sides of this or something so that it looks a little bit more stable, I guess. Right now it looks like these little, thin little planks, but yeah, I'll worry about that a little later. I basically wanted to get it up here and get a good look at it. I do have this section here. I think that's good. I'm thinking I might need one more level at the bottom, but we'll probably wait on that. I'm gonna pan this out here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to, let's see. What we have is we have the hole here, but the stairs have to continue up, and they'll pretty much start, you know, on the floor somewhere like right here. So I have to bring the floor back again, and what we'll do is we'll end up copying a chunk of these stairs and pasting them until they get up to the floor level. But you know what? I think we may actually need to finish this out. I thought we'd wait, but there's no sense in waiting. Let's get these things done. So we get in here into this dark wood, and I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Now I did just take out those layers, but that was mostly for the tiled wood of the steps. Boy, I just keep clicking the wrong spot there. If I go back and fill these in, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm kind of thinking we could build a support, because this side is always going to be facing to the inside, since we're going to copy and rotate it. We could do something like this. I should have put this higher, since I can still reach it. Okay, and then I can, let's see here. There we go, I can actually get that last one. So we could bring this in. Something like this. At least make it look like it's got support that goes to the wall. Yeah, let's see. We could even... Am I lined up here? I'm not quite sure. Yes. There we go. And we could also go this way. Something like that. Looks like the sun is finally coming up. Okay, so we could do something along those lines. I think that's kind of cool. And we could even go so far as to connect here to here, if my big gloved hand would get out of the way. And do the same over here. We'll go first person mode. Something like that. That could be cool. And then I have to come over here and do these blocks, fill this in. Kind of like I did on the other side. Could use a mirroring mode here. For all I know, there is one. I'm just not aware of it. So there you go. There you go. We've kind of got a set of steps that we could use. And let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can get an angle. Maybe not. I could just manually do this here. Where'd my blocks go? I was kind of thinking I could do that. Yeah, that could be cool. Give it even more of that supported look. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and keep it at that for now. And then we're going to select this whole thing. And we'll walk around and make sure I've got it all. Cool. We're going to copy that. And we need to take these guys out. Let's see here. Delete. Okay, now we got to paste. We're going to move this thing around. If I hold shift, it'll let me just automatically have these controls up. Let's see, I'm one off of the wall. I think we need to go down one as well. Forward one. So that's where we had it before. Only now, as you can see, we actually have that support stuff going on there, which is pretty cool. And then we'll get down there and do a platform, and in fact the platform will probably have support underneath it, probably some kind of trim that we will then copy paste underneath as well. So should work. I may have to remove the supports down here, because when I walk on the platform and then go down, I'm gonna have to walk on a platform underneath these guys, and while I think I'll fit, it might be a little low. So let's do this again. We're going to go ahead and paste and put this here. I think that's about right. I'll step down here and give a look. Yeah, that looks right. We'll have to cut the top off a bit. That's cool. And I'm getting stuck for some reason here. Why am I getting stuck on that step? Huh. It's a little finicky. Not quite working the way I want it to. And I'm not sure why, so I may have to play around with that, but not just yet. Let's go ahead and bring this in, raise this up, delete. So that gets the stairs up to this level. Excellent. And then, let me think about this a minute. How do we want to do this? I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the floor out here. And let's see. Let's see here. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to end up going back to here, I think. Okay. So then what I can do is I can bring the trim around, and this dark trim will actually be the first step at the floor level. If I come in here, let's see, stone, it was here, right? This stuff. Okay. Let's see, where would that be? That would be right about there. And we have 3 deep on this guy. The trim is 3 wide. So let's get this started. And of course we can go in, we could use anything here and then paint it in. Not a huge issue. But for now we'll just use the actual material. Come on, there you go. There we go. So now I'll just have to kind of match this up. We'll wrap it back around, and actually I'll probably just go all the way over. Well, yeah, that might be kind of cool. I think we will do that. We'll wrap the trim over to the wall. I was kind of thinking we'd come straight with the trim, but that really doesn't leave much here. If we wrap the trim back around, it would all be black over there, and I'm not sure that's going to look all that great. So I think what we'll do is we're going to clean all of this up and then wrap things up for the day. Okay, well, we've got the sun coming even farther up, revealing the look of the cabin a bit more, or the of our home, I should say. And it is looking pretty good. I really like the support beams down there. I'll have to fill that in with grass on the bottom to kind of fix the blending. The stone kind of blends into the grass. You'll see a bit, kind of almost like it was spray painted down, but when you go in with grass instead, it looks pretty good, as we did in the previous episode. But that's all clean up stuff. We'll do that in a bit. Over here you can see I wrapped the trim around. I decided to go kind of this route, and then I did the dark stone around the edge there. I think that looks pretty good. The other thing I did was I took out the support on the lower side of the stairs, because I think I am going to be just about clipping my head as I rotate around underneath them. And then I duplicated that, rotated it here, so that I've got one for each direction. In other words, I don't have to keep rotating the one each time. You know, every other time I paste it, I'll just select this guy and paste it down where it needs to go, and the other guy where it needs to go. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. We've got this going, and once we get these in, it'll be much easier to kind of come up and down these stairs. And then of course we've got the entryway itself, which is way down here, and we're going to dress this up and give it a nice entrance, give it a cool looking entrance, and then that'll make things it'll just really tie things together. I think we'll make it look like what I'm kind of thinking is that down below when we come in here, this will be kind of like a mine area. I'll try to make it look a little bit more natural, and then we'll have some floors above that are more like carved out, more straight edged. But yeah, we'll get these stairs. We can just see the top there, so we'll probably get probably 3 or 4 floors in before it gets down to this level, probably 3. So we've got a lot of space in here. It's pretty cool. It's one of the reasons why I sunk my claim so deep into the ground. I wanted to have this kind of mining entrance here that would bring you up inside of the house. I just thought that would be kind of cool. So anyway, that's where we're going to leave for now. There's still a lot to be done, and we're going to pick it up in the next episode. I hope you guys stop in. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you next time.